Sup guys, I'm literally starting this right after I recorded the last one, so my voice might be terrible after this, but that's okay. So again, a lot of you most likely will be new to this channel, even though I just recorded a different one, and that's literally just because this channel is terribly small. To the point where I have 11 subscribers. It's crazy. So, just to explain myself once again, this is not my main channel. I do have a actual main channel, which is nearly at 1,000. So again, I am a small YouTuber overall. Yeah, so last video I sort of talked about a lot about how my main channel is, how YouTube algorithm is. Again, most likely if you're watching this, you probably like Minecraft stuff, but to sort of explain what I'm doing here, I'm basically playing Minecraft, but it's, if you've ever watched Markiplier, Power Wash Pals, or kind of more, the J-Slat, the Weekly Slap, something like that. It's a very similar realm. I'm just going to be talking about something while I play a little bit of Minecraft. You probably not get anywhere because I can't multitask for the life of me. But yeah, so here today, we're going to get this little treasure map because last time I failed to get it, but we're gonna do the buried treasure map. While I think what I want to talk about is Minecraft because just like in general, how it's been evolving and sort of the things that have been on my mind about the game, because I was going to make a video about it. What am I trying to smelt? Okay, there we go. I was gonna make a video about it, actually, like on this, not too, well, a very long time ago, like 3 years ago. And then I just never published it because I never got around to editing it and then putting it out there. But I think it was like a hashtag save Minecraft thing. I don't know. It was weird. It was like this weird, like, one-off trend that happened with Minecraft that was like, oh yeah, like, Minecraft's gonna die because Mojang is killing it, you know, and I don't know. But there was also another video that I was going to make actually on my main channel, which again is not again, but it's more of video essay like things that are meant to be scripted and edited out very well, things like that. Which, you know, I'm pretty happy with my quality of videos over there. But I was meant to do a video like that, but never got around to it. Never felt like it truly fit that channel anymore. So I decided that today we're gonna talk about that a little bit and just sort of overall how Minecraft has been evolving and how it's been evolving for me, as well as I would assume a lot of other people. And we're also going to try and stay on track and get this frickin' treasure. Okay. And I think I discovered that it's this way, not the opposite direction in which I went. That is the area. That's where I got it. But anywho, some of the things that I was going to sort of touch on. Ooh, yeah, we're getting close. Some of the things that I wanted to touch on probably years ago with like the hashtag save Minecraft. I forget what it was, but I forget the hashtag. Maybe some of you would remember. But is that another sunken ship? Oh my god, it is. Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna go for that a little bit here. Wait, what the hell is this? Hold on. Hold up. I've literally never seen this in my life. Is this... I didn't bring a pickaxe! Are you... Okay, whatever. Dude, what... Did I bring a shovel? Okay, we're gonna have to do some things here. That actually... Okay, you know what? Because we're on the topic, I'm gonna start there. I have been on and off with Minecraft for years now. And I have followed the trend of a lot of people my age who have sort of just gone through like 2-week Minecraft phases where they will just play with their friends for like hours upon end, and we'll just do 2-week Minecraft phases that last for, you know, a decent amount of time, and then we just all get bored instantaneously with the game. Jeez, I keep forgetting I don't have... Oh, I do not have good breath. Okay, there we go. But we will get bored of it, and we'll just sort of move on. There is literally nothing here. Cool. And you know, we just play it for like that little bit of time, and then we never touch it again for like an entire year. And then the Minecraft phase comes around again, and then you sort of start playing it, and then eventually you get bored again and just not touch it for a long time. And that's basically what we've been doing. My friend group, at least is what I mean, for a while. And it is just sort of that thing where it's like every single time I come back, there is so much different with how Minecraft is run. It's one of those things where it's like you come back and you realize how much has changed, and you sort of don't like the changes. And some of the changes are good. Others are like, man, why did they do that? Like, that doesn't feel like Minecraft at all. Like, literally at all. Why would they have ever added that? Like, it doesn't make sense why they would ever think to add that. It's such a terrible addition. Anyway, you get the point. But like, the issue with that is that you have to be careful with the idea of being a little too like nostalgia brained, where it's like, I miss the old days because the old days were cooler and blah blah blah. You know, like a lot of people do that, and you probably know a lot of YouTubers who do that, or you know, maybe people in your life that are like, yeah, no, it was only good when it was like back then. And I so understand those people because I feel that all the time, but it's something that I constantly try to stay away from, just because I know that in the end, what's nostalgic to me is not going to be nostalgic to the kids that play Minecraft today, right? Like, you know, it's not a thing that like a lot of kids will look at Minecraft and be like, oh yeah, well that new thing is so cool, and like I don't care that it doesn't necessarily fit or isn't how like the original game like really felt, but I just enjoy the feeling of it. And for them, they'll go through their lives, and then years later they'll be like, oh yeah, like the new updates suck, you know, just like how I am. But they'll look back at the stuff today and be like, oh yeah, that was when it was in its good, in its prime. And you know, I'm one of those guys who's like, man, it was in its prime when it was in 1.6, right? Like, maybe not. I enjoyed 1.12 a lot, or actually 1.9 even, contrary to popular opinion. The combat update I really enjoyed. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. But again, that's one of that was like one of the first things that was like, this isn't Minecraft anymore. They're ruining it. Oh man, that is glitching out. But anyway, so I understand that I have to be careful when sort of thinking about it that way. But at the end of the day, there are times where like, especially something like Minecraft that is owned by Microsoft and a huge company now, like there are points where like, you know, like they can make stupid decisions. I mean, my good friend, he's addicted to RuneScape, and they basically ruined RuneScape, at least in his eyes, as well as majority of the community's eyes. And to the point where they came out with the like old school version of it. You know, they throughout the game, at least that game, they updated the graphics. They made a ton of improvements to like how things looked and like what they thought were like a ton of new features that a lot of people would enjoy. And at the end of the day, no one enjoyed it. Like, people just didn't vibe with it. And they were hoping for the old servers to still be on. And so what RuneScape did is they made old school RuneScape. At least the old school servers were then opened up. I am not gonna find this in time. I hate these treasure maps. You know, speaking of, these suck because they never point exactly where it's supposed to be. It's so dumb, but whatever. Anyway, so with that game, they sort of opened up the original servers again and ended up becoming the most popular version of the game. The newer version of the game is much less popular than, I guess I'll stay here. I think it might be safer than traversing through the ocean, but at least I can fight my way through it. but it's the most popular version of the game. And all they did is they didn't just open up the old servers, like sort of like how Minecraft is right now, right? Like where you can like go to older releases. Like it's not like that. Instead, they have the system where the majority, if the majority votes on a specific feature, then that feature will then be added to the Old School RuneScape. But what that does at least, is allows for this sense of like sort of decision based on what the community truly wants, not what like the developer thinks is the best thing to do. I guess you could say that like Minecraft has done that a little bit by doing those like mob votes, but those mob votes are like, okay, we are adding one of these for sure. You guys just have to pick which one adds first, right? Which is absolutely not the same as what Old School RuneScape is, which is like, okay, there's this feature that we've been working on. Do you guys actually want this in the game? And if they say yes, then it's added. If it's not added, or if they say no, then it's never added, and they just scrap the feature entirely and they move on. And that's how it works. And honestly, that's a pretty good, like, I feel like that's a great way of doing things. Like, of course, not every game can do that, but in a lot of ways, to me, it feels like the Java edition of Minecraft is meant to be the, like, old school RuneScape of Minecraft, where it's like you have the Bedrock edition, where Mojang really wants that to be the main version of Minecraft. That's why it has the cross-platform compatibility, and why they market so much. It has the marketplace, right? Like the monetized version of the game that continuously makes money for them. Like, of course they want that to be the main version of the game. Like, duh. Like, and yet I feel like, I mean, I haven't done any research, so I'm just sort of talking on whatever I think is true, but which could be totally false. But I feel like the main version of the game that everyone wants to play, or the version of the game that everybody wants to play, is still Java. I feel like there is a pipeline of YouTubers that don't, like, no YouTuber plays Bedrock Edition. Everybody plays Java Edition. And that seems to be the more popular version, because there you can do these crazy-ass mods that, like, would never be attainable in Bedrock. And there's just so many other features with the game that just feel much more polished and much more tightly knit, because they don't have to worry about multiple different platforms needing support. Why is there like 4 spiders? What the hell? But it is much more tightly created, right? The combat system being one of those things. And then, of course, it took years for them to add in the second hand, which, like, was added in Bedrock, but, like, literally you could only add in, maybe it's still this way, but you could only add in, like, a shield, and that's it. Like, you couldn't have anything else in your inventory, at least on your left hand. But it's, like, honestly, like, the way that I'm playing right now with, like, the mods that I have maybe could be added within Bedrock, but you know, it's one of those things where it just has a completely different feel to it that just doesn't feel the same. And again, that could be a nostalgic thing. It could just be, you know, whatever the fuck. Like, I grew up on Java and therefore it's the best version. I'm gonna die, dude. What the hell? Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Give me a sec. Jeez. Okay. Let's get back in the game. I'm gonna have to eat some rotten flesh. Oh, 1 piece. Cool. But yeah, I mean, that whole thing just makes it very hard to sort of trust what I'm actually saying is true, right? Because a lot of kids might grow up and be like, oh, the Bedrock version just feels the best. Whereas I'm being like, no, the Java is much better. But it is one of those things where it's like, it's totally opinion-based, but I feel like, going back to the RuneScape thing, I am so much more scatterbrained on this one versus the last one. I am so sorry. But going back to the RuneScape thing, I feel like Java should be the version of old school RuneScape. Just, I feel like that fits so much better than whatever is happening right now, where it's like they add in new features and all this stuff, and it's like, I feel like Java was always meant to be sort of the legacy version of Minecraft. They kept it around because they knew that everybody would be outraged, literally outraged, and never play the game again if they had gotten rid of the Java version and only moved to Bedrock and just like focused on that version alone. I'm sure everybody would. Man, like so many people would have left Minecraft. It's terrible. I mean, even to this day. Oh my god, even to this day, I just don't really touch Bedrock because I'm like, why would I ever do that? Hey, bud. You little psychopath. Get away. Get away. Stop it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear. It's fine. Everything's okay. Okay, we're good. He's gonna turn into a drown, which is gonna be sick. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I need a minute to keep talking. Okay? Hold on. Alright, anyway. Oh my... Dude! Not cool. Not cool. You fucking... I am keeping my rage within, but I am heavily pissed off that that just happened. But you know what? You know what? I don't care about the treasure. We're starting over. We're okay. We're just gonna live this life, and everything's gonna be fine. Anyway, I just feel like in terms of how they can run Java, I feel like it would work really well if they just made Java just like how Old School RuneScape is, where we have votes on what they want to add. And honestly, this could work out well because they have features that they're adding to Bedrock Edition, and all they have to do is do like a community vote saying, hey, do you want us to add this to Java as well, or do you want us to just keep this in Bedrock? And what that could do is like, yeah, a lot of separation between these games, which might be more difficult to sort of manage. But in the end, I feel like the community would be a lot happier. And, you know, in terms of the community, I think the community is not happy with a lot of the things that Java will do, or at least Mojang in general will do. There's a lot of things that they will come out with, and they will just be incredibly pissed off. And then, you know, there'll be a hashtag that goes around, and then eventually the community gives up, or at least usually gives up. I feel like they usually don't like accept the change and go, oh yeah, that was great. They usually go, okay, that was whatever, I'll just live with it and it's fine. But like, there's been plenty of videos that have explained how Minecraft feels like it's in an identity crisis, where it just is sort of all over the place in terms of its feel and what it wants to be, right? Obviously, I have an animation thing on, which makes these, which makes everything like literally blink and stuff, and it looks good, and I enjoy it. But also, like I understand that that's not how normal Minecraft works, right? It's a lot more stiff, but yet you have these like new mobs that are like literally animated up the wazoo. If that's a good way of saying it. But it just is like, they are edited beyond belief, or animated beyond belief, where it's just constant, like, it's basically like this mod, but for only the new creatures, you know? One of my biggest gripes that I have is actually is not the sniffer. The sniffer sucks in terms of its like animations and its feel. It just doesn't feel like how like a Minecraft cow does, right? Like Minecraft cow, completely different from a sniffer, right? In terms of its feel. But the big thing that I absolutely hate that they added is the, what is it called? Is it called the stalker?
I try to wipe it from my brain because I hate it so much.
The warden, I found it. Okay, the warden. The warden, I absolutely hate as a mob, and I understand that, like, most people I think like it, just because it is such a crazy boss to really get around. But I hate the feel of it. it doesn't feel like a Minecraft boss. You know what I mean? Like, man, I think the Wither on Bedrock works very well, where it has a lot more like features to it, at least in terms of how it like evolves while you're playing it. And I think I do enjoy the that version of the Minecraft Wither, but it feels like with a majority of mobs, I guess the Elder Guardian is one of those that you sort of run into. But honestly, I don't like the Elder Guardian either, but that's mostly because the payoff is a sponge. What? Who thought that was okay? I guess that was Notch's last update, right? So, but it's such a bad, like, what? This is not a good payoff. I don't know. I think there's just a thing with me that I enjoy the fact that with a majority, not anymore, I guess, but a majority of the big bosses that Minecraft has, they are always purposefully summoned in by the user, right? And it's this thing where it's like, if you don't want to run into the boss and you're not prepared to run into the boss, you will not run into the boss. And it's very easy to just like get away. Thing is with the Warden, it just does not feel like that. You can just be mining and then suddenly you fall into the Warden's place and then you die. And it's just something that you cannot control as the user at all. And it's another thing where it just like it keeps respawning. And the feed like why is the okay, why is the Warden harder to kill than both the Wither and the Ender Dragon? Just so incredibly broken. And it's just one of those things that I don't understand why a majority of people like the boss. And it's not like it's like a skill issue thing, but it's just weighted weird. It's like, why is this thing just so, okay, it sniffs, but it also hears, so it can still get to you even though it's blind? Like, why does it have two different ways of finding you? It's just, I don't know. And then suddenly it can break blocks, and it can kill you in one hit, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, suddenly you want this horror element to the game, and while nothing else in this game is really horror-esque, I mean, yeah, there's a couple things, but that's just, I don't know. And also the trials, I hate, because it's basically just like, okay, that's basically how the jungle temple was meant to be, right? As well as the desert temple, right? It was supposed to be these things that you run into, and it's like, okay, like try surviving. But then everybody figured out that you could just mine through it. And okay, yeah, in terms of the jungle temple, it's pretty ass, right? Like I kind of wish that they were able to flesh it out a little bit more, but instead of making a way to make a trap that is still as like mineable as everything else in the game. Instead, they were like, no, we're just gonna make it so that if you go to the trials and you start a trial, you just can't break anything and you just go into adventure mode. And it's like, oh, okay, so you just like literally disable. I mean, it's not adventure mode, but it's basically adventure mode, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like you just kind of gave up and you made, I don't know. Again, it goes back to the whole Elder Guardian thing where it's like you get mining fatigue, but I think in that situation it works a little better because it's like, oh, okay, like it's part of the boss's power. But with the trial, it's like, yeah, there's just a block that just disables your like mining thing, and it's just within a normal survival game. Like if you wanted to add that in as a feature for like developers of Minecraft maps, then yeah, that's cool. But like as a thing that you run into, it just, I don't know. It's just like, why is this here in this world? Again, I feel like I'm just talking like an old head, and I'm like, oh, I like it back in the day when Minecraft was cool and Notch ran everything. It's like, yeah, I need to be careful with that. And I'm not saying that some of these are literally just the fact that I grew up with Minecraft and now I'm sort of moving away from it and not playing it as often. but still, there's just something that just feels wrong about these things. And I feel like I'm not alone in terms of thinking that. I love how I'm just pacing around, dude. Like, I cannot do anything. I'm trying to sleep because it's getting dark. Okay, there we go. And to keep a little bit of a string going on with this whole video, even though it's absolutely terrible, to keep like going back to the RuneScape part of it, that I think is something that I would have voted no on. If the warden was like added to like a vote of like, hey, do you want us to add this in? It's gonna be added into Bedrock. I would have said no. I would have been like, no, that's terrible. Some of the newest version of Minecraft, whatever it added, I keep forgetting, but the like tree thing. I honestly love that thing. It feels like Minecraft. Like it's a horror element that isn't overbearing like the warden is. And it's like found in a specific thing. I don't know. In the way that it moves and that it works, I think it really works. Like, this is just me saying this so that you don't think that I'm just hating on everything that Minecraft does. Because I genuinely looked at that and I went, that is a good addition. But like the last couple additions, the last couple updates have just been, I don't know. This is the first one in a while that I've looked at it and been like, that is how Minecraft should be. Like, that is good. And I mean, man, you, like, just looking at how people reacted when they changed the piston sound effect and made it less, like, overbearing is crazy. Because, like, I mean, yeah, that's how people are. And so I feel like just looking at that, I see that I'm, like, not alone with people across the entire community just not enjoying the types of updates that they're pushing and sort of trying to change the DNA that Minecraft is into something else, into something more marketable towards children, and sort of this like whole like melting pot of things that just all combine into some crazy ass game. When, you know, I don't know, there's a lot of things that should just stay as mods. Right, like that's kind of how I feel. Shaders should not stay as mods. There should be like implemented shaders in Java. I don't know why they haven't done that, but like they finally did it in Bedrock and then they're not adding it to Java. It's like, okay, but yeah, just overall that's kind of how I feel about how Minecraft should be. It should be the old school RuneScape, and it should be able to just have votes on things, and it doesn't. So, you know, there's that. Looking back on how I made this video, I kind of wish that I sort of prepared what I was gonna say a little bit more, but you know, the idea of this whole channel is that it is low effort, just what's on my mind. But yeah, if I would have gone back, I would have absolutely kept circling back to the whole point of old school RuneScape, but then that would defeat the purpose of the channel, so I'll just keep it the way that it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making more. Probably going to be trying to get that next time I play. But yeah, I mean, I just thought that it was a good time to talk about Minecraft and go over that. But have no idea what I'm going to do for a thumbnail. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I guess I will see you guys later. Talk to you guys later. I don't have an outro. Bye.